Hey there, welcome back to Northlight Photographic Workshops. And first off, I have to apologize for not posting anything for a while other than some shorts. Actually, I've been doing a lot of those, but I've just been on the run for so long now. It started off back in, when did it start off? March. I went to Yosemite to help my friend Kara Kuklis teach a workshop out at Yosemite National Park. And which, by the way, they just released today the Ansel Adams, or this weekend, the Ansel Adams stamps. So if you haven't got any of those yet, go to your post office and get some. Anyway, I was out at the Ansel Adams Gallery teaching with Kara Kuklis, and then I came back. I had a week off here, and then I was off to North Carolina, and I drove down there, which was kind of fun. I went down to North Carolina to teach at Clay Harmon's workshop down there, down in Mount Intaglio in Asheville. And I was down there for a week teaching a really great group of people in Gum Over Platinum. Then I came back for another week, and then I was off to the Faroe Islands and Copenhagen. And I spent some time over there kind of acclimatizing in Copenhagen and wandering around the streets in the city and kind of getting accustomed to the time over there. And then I moved on over to Faroe Islands, where I picked up my group of 7 people. There were 8 of us total, and we spent a week in Faroe Islands photographing, and that was a great time. It was spectacular. And as a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing here today. Is I've made a negative of one of my favorite images so far that I've edited out of the trip that I've made, and I'm going to print that with you today. So anyway, but not before. I wanted to also talk to you while I'm doing this about some changes that I'm making around here. The main one being that I'm starting to, I'm going to start making a lot of my focus over on my Patreon channel, which I know is kind of groveling a little bit, but the thing is that I realize that I'm not putting as much effort into the YouTube channel as I should these days, because it's really, quite frankly, becoming kind of a labor, not just a labor of love. And it's been a lot of effort putting into making these videos and things. And it's kind of hard for me to categorize everything and to put it into the way that I've been wanting to, and to build the community that I've wanted to build. Now, of course, it's been great because I've been in contact with a lot of you through YouTube, and I've been answering a lot of questions, and I try to answer them as quickly as possible, but sometimes I miss them, they don't come to me, or I don't notice them, and I feel bad when I find something that's been there for months and I haven't answered it. Now, at the same time, I have my Patreon channel that I run, or my creator channel on Patreon that I run, and I have quite a lot of supporters over there. And I've kind of been neglecting them, and I really don't want to do that anymore as well. So I think what I'm going to do, because Patreon has become a little more robust, is I'm starting to build my archive over there. Now, of course, I'm going to still create some things for YouTube, and I'm still going to keep some of my videos on YouTube that have been there all along. But I think from now on, I think a lot of my more intense videos and a lot of my more in-depth videos on instruction and things are going to go over onto my Patreon channel. And that's only because, once again, I control it. I can control it better than I can over here on YouTube. It has nothing to do with my following. I love everybody, and I love the fact that so many people have been following me here on YouTube. But I really would like to make it more of an archive of things. And in fact, I've already started over there creating an archive of all of my formulas. So far, I've split it off into the platinum palladium process, and I have all of my formulas done in PDF formats. So all my members over there can go in and they can download different PDF formats of different formulas and things that you're going to have to, over here on YouTube, you're going to have to search through my content, and sometimes it's not as easy to find. And there really isn't the way that I can put it into the searchable and archivable way over here on YouTube as I want to. I mean, YouTube's just kind of, although it's pretty helpful, it's kind of a mess in a way. And anyway, long story short, I can serve people better if you come and follow me on YouTube. Of course, there's going to be a free membership over there. and I'll still make links to things that are here on YouTube and try to quantify or try to archive things as best as I can within the free membership. But there's also going to be a paid membership, which I'm going to be breaking down into a subscription kind of a thing. So there'll be a nominal monthly subscription that people can pay to get in, and they can go through all my archive, and they can go all through the videos, and they can go through all my instructional videos and everything, and just become kind of part of the community over there. Now, I'm going to also be able to have chats over there, or a running chat, so people that are members can also ask me questions. We can discuss things as a group. We can also share your photographs within there if you have the Patreon app. So all in all, I just think it'll be a really good thing. Plus, you know, membership in that or subscription in that will give you pretty much instant access to me. I mean, I have the Patreon app on my phone, and anytime anybody writes to me through there or asks me a question, it dings on my phone. And if I can answer it right away, I usually do. And if I have to wait a little bit of time, you know, it'll take me up to a day or so. But I know then when information or when questions are coming into me, and I can answer them, unlike on YouTube where everything is sort of haphazard and comes on different videos, and sometimes I don't get notified by them, that kind of thing. So anyway, I hope you'll bear with me and that you'll consider becoming a member over there. I'll leave a link in the bottom here, and there should be one flashing across the screen right now. But anyway, let's get on to this. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to coat a sheet of paper. I'm really looking forward to making a print from this trip, and let's go do it. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to mark off my paper as I usually do. Put a square in the corner of each corner of this and of the negative, and then I'm going to mask this the print off before I coat it. So let's get it over here, and I put the paper over the top of the negative like so. And I just put a light dot in the corner there, 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 and there. Then off go the lights. And this is another thing that I've been using now since I've been down in North Carolina with Clay. Clay always comes up with some of the best things. And this is a tape that's made out of Post-it notes. It's Post-it removable labeling tape. This stuff is fantastic because, unlike a lot of the masking tapes that I've been using so far, this doesn't do any damage to the paper that I'm putting it on, and it also gives me a good seal so that I can mask things out well and it doesn't bleed, my solutions don't bleed underneath so easily. So anyway, this eliminates a little bit of tape and extra work that I've been doing in this stage of the printing. As long as they continue making this stuff, it tends to be my experience that a lot of the things that I like to use, they stop making. So there we go. Got it all masked off, and I'm ready to do my coating here. So let's get to that next. All right. So I've been using about 9 drops each of my ferric oxalate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and also 9 drops of my palladium solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And for using the Hahnemühle Platinum Rag paper, I always use at least 1 drop of the tween. It's a wonderful paper, but it does like tween in this process, and that helps to flow the the palladium solution onto the paper. So let me get that. I'm gonna rinse my brush down. I like to get my brush wet and just dab it out, and that way the brush is saturated and doesn't absorb a lot of my palladium solution. So there I go, I pour on here, and we're going to paint it in. I like to work it right to my edges of my mask. And just keep going back and forth at each angle. Always using the same side of my brush. That looks good. Just to use a little bit extra that's in here, I always go to the weakest part of my exposure, weakest part of my coating, and I just blend it in. And once again, I'm just using the weight of the brush here. And then when I walk away and I rinse this off, it levels out a bit. Then I'll come back and I'll take off the masking and I'll dry it out and we'll get it exposed. Okay, everything's dried out. I never get over my paper because now I don't want to make any drops of water on the paper because it'll ruin my emulsion that I put down there. Okay, so now I will peel off my masking. And as you can see, we've got a real nice straight edge there. And that nice straight edge will match up with the masking on my negative, as you can see here. So, let's discard this. I'm going to dry this out a bit. All right, now I'm going to take and marry the negative here with it, make sure that I can see that I'm covering my coating in there. Sometimes I do this on the light table, but for this I can see through the negative. All right, get a print frame here. Let's put it into the print frame. Now I'm ready to go into the exposure unit. Let's go. Okay, so my exposure is for about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And when that's done, I will take it out and take it over to the processing tray, and I'll process it in a tray of potassium oxalate. So yeah, anyway, I'm really glad to be back here doing this, and like I say, I'm really looking forward to the changes around here and putting a lot of the things together on Patreon, and I really do hope that you'll join me over there. Again, I'll still be making videos over here, but I'm just not going to go into the in-depth that I've done in the past. You know, a lot of the series that I've done, such on digital negatives and wet plate, and platinum printing and salt printing, I think I'm going to start putting a lot of that over onto Patreon just so I can keep it categorized. Now, I may be leaving it on YouTube. I'm not really sure at this point. But I'll also be building on those and going a lot more in depth now. And that will be something that I'll be doing over on Patreon. And again, over on Patreon, I'm also going to do a few other things. Like I think I'm going to do a weekly poll, where I'm going to choose like 3 images to go through, and people that are members can go through and they can answer that poll and pick one of those images. And then the next week, I'll work on processing that image and show people how I go through it. So that can become a weekly thing. Plus, I wanted to do other things as well and learn new processes. And I'd rather do it over there than doing it here on YouTube, if you know what I mean. So anyway, just got a little bit more time here, and then I'll get to it, and I'll come back to you, and we'll watch the processing of it over in the sink, okay? All right, there we go. It's time to see what we've got here. So I'll take the print out, and we're going to go over to the sink, and we're going to process this out, all right? Come on, let's go. All right, here we go. Ooh, there we go. I love it. I've been really looking for a real kind of a dark, moody scene on this. And that when I was there, it was just this kind of weather. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to wash this through, or clear this out, and then I'm going to wash it. And as usual, I'll come back and we'll share it with you, all right? So please stick with me, and I'll be right back, all right? Well, here we go, as promised. I really, really, really like this one. I know I do these trips, and the trips are more about the people that I'm taking along, you know, getting them good photographs and things like that, but it's always really nice when I get something that I can add to my collection that I'm really happy with. So this is one of those, and I will soon be sizing this and putting a gum layer over it. So anyway, but I'll stop the video here, and I'm glad you stuck with me while we were printing this one. This is my first one from this most recent Faroe Islands trip. And with that, I'm going to leave you. Again, I hope you'll join me over on Patreon as well. And either way, I hope I see you one way or the other, either here on YouTube or over on Patreon. So thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for your support over all these years now here on YouTube. And again, I hope you'll join me over there, where things will be a lot more in-depth and a lot more archived and a lot more organized. All right? So take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye-bye.